Thank you. So it's harvest time in the garden again. So this weekend, I went out and picked all those beautiful red tomatoes with the little black spots on them, and the zucchini, they're big as my leg, you know. And I was thinking of having one of those zucchini taxidermy, but I couldn't find a vegan taxidermy. Oh, louder? Okay. Chuck, can you do that?
Yeah, which one, Pete? Whoops, excuse me.
Anyway, while I was harvesting it, something occurred to me. I remembered a couple of years ago, I'd just gotten done rototilling the garden in the fall, you know, getting it ready for winter, and I decided to take a little break and lay down under the shade of the peach trees. I never get peaches, but I get shade. And as I was laying there, I noticed 3 little ants crawling along in that, you know, that wonderful tangle that's underneath the grass. And we'll call them David, Joe, and Chuck. David was carrying an entire green bean. That's how strong his little ants were. Just amazing, an entire green bean. And David Joe, he had a whole wild strawberry that he was carrying. Last of the season strawberries, just so lovely. And Chuck had the corner of a Hot Pocket. I'm not sure where he got it. And they were obviously going up to their nest to store these things for the winter. And I was following them, you know, because I'm always kind of interested in the paths that go in my backyard. And we went out towards the hayfield the neighbor has, and I suddenly heard this little sound. It sounded like tiny music, like tiny violin and banjo and guitar. I thought, what the heck? And the ants obviously heard it too, and they started heading over, and there was this little clearing, and I looked in the clearing, and there was a whole bunch of bugs in there. There was a whole bunch of Japanese beetles, and there were some spiders, and there were some ladybugs, and some Mexican bean beetles, and some bees, and a couple wasps. And the wasps were on one side, and away from everybody. And then in the middle was a grasshopper, and he had a violin up here, and a guitar about here, and a banjo down here, and he was just going to town on bluegrass music. It was amazing. He was playing like Turkey in the Straw, you know, and the, you know, ladybugs were all doing little do-si-dos and having a grand time, and the Japanese beetles were, you know, doing kind of voguing with it. There was an earthworm doing the worm. Just having a grand time. He went to Arkansas Traveler, and you know, they just went nuts. The Japanese beetles took up a little sumo wrestling thing on one side. The wasps were buzzing overhead with the bees, you know, and you know, the ladybugs decided to do some ballet. It was kind of clumsy, but it was still pretty. And the ants, you know, they were just looking at this and kind of shaking their heads, and then the grasshopper broke into Rocky Top, Tennessee. You know, I got a girl up on Rocky Top, Tennessee. And they just went nuts. They were just all over the place. They were obviously volunteers, fans. It was just amazing to watch. And the ants, you know, they looked at each other and then they just went on with their business because they were ants. Ants are very businesslike, and they took their bean and their strawberry and their Hot Pocket corner up to their little hill, and I watched them go. I kept track of them that winter, you know, because I was kind of interested in how they fared. And they had a wonderful little thing going on there, you know, that little tiny smokestack coming out of the little hill, and there were little windows and stuff. And one day I was down there when the snow was flying, and I saw this little emaciated grasshopper come up to the window of the ant's house, and he had a little guitar case, a little violin case, and a little banjo case. Well, he didn't have a case for the banjo. Banjos don't need cases. Maybe you can use them as a shovel if you want. But he was scratching at the window. And you know, those ants were so kind, they opened the door and they let him in. So I got down there and I was peeking through there, and you know, the grasshopper was begging for some food, and so they gave him a little bit of dried Hot Pocket, you know, and he was like so overjoyed. He started playing music again for them. You know, they were all sitting around a little fire having a good time. And they were playing, you know, and he did the Turkey in the Straw, he did the Arkansas Traveler, and Witch of the Waves, and you know, and he broke into that Rocky Top, Tennessee. I got a girl up on Rocky Top, and David turned and he looked at David Joe, and David Joe turned and he looked at Chuck, and the 3 ants all got up together and they ate the grasshopper. Because protein is protein, and nobody from North Carolina should have to hear Rocky Top, Tennessee twice in the same calendar year.